Well, when you're wrong, you're wrong. And when you're wrong, all you can do is come on and say you were wrong and I was wrong. I don't like to admit it, but it appears as though I may have overestimated this grade for the Clemson Tigers moving forward. Dabo Swinney is living in some kind of a la-la land. Like an alternate reality. Or maybe not an alternate reality. He's living in an old reality. And he refuses to move into the new reality. And you can go back in history, not just in college football, in almost any profession or industry or whatever. If you are not moving forward, you're falling behind. And you cannot pretend that change hasn't happened. You can't just ignore change that you don't like. It's just not going to work. And again, not just in college football. This has been proven time and time again. You do not have to like changes. Again, college football, or whatever analogy you want to use. You do not have to like changes. You do not have to agree with change. But if you don't accept change when change is happening, you will get left behind, period. And I'm not nearly as down on Clemson, at least for the majority of this year. I haven't been nearly as down on Clemson with the doom and gloom and, oh my God, it's all over for Clemson. They're going to win 6 games a year for the next 20 years. And there's been a lot of that out there. I did not jump on that train. Clemson wasn't a team that had just one good year and now sort of back to reality. Clemson for the last 5-6 years has been at or near the top of the college football world almost every single year. Clearly, they had a setback this year. It's not like Clemson is not 2019 LSU, right? LSU was winning 10 games forever. 2019, they win the national title. Now they're right back to winning, 6 games, 7 games, 8 games, whatever. That's not Clemson. Clemson has been consistent. Clemson's been a top 5 program consistently for 5, 6, 7 years. So I wasn't convinced that one down year where the quarterback didn't live up to the hype, the offensive line was terrible, the offense just struggled in general. I wasn't one of these people that was running around with doom and gloom. But I'm telling you right now, Tatermans, if Dabo Swinney doesn't get his head out of the sand with some of this stuff that's going on with name, image, and likeness, transfer portal, basically, Dabo Swinney, what it boils down to, Dabo Swinney does not like the players having any power. Any at all, period. He has had some arcane, archaic, backwards, outdated philosophies for a while. And because he got a couple of generational QBs, I think he was given a pass on some of his philosophy that otherwise I don't think he would have been given a pass on. For example, if you commit to Clemson, if you're a junior in high school even, or a senior, and you commit to Clemson, 5, 6, 7 months before signing, let's say you commit to Clemson over the summer, you can't so much as visit another school. They will take the offer away. Dabo will take the offer away. Dabo tells, you commit here. That's it. You shut it down. You're not allowed to contact me. I don't want you talking with any other coaches, any other schools. You can't go on any visits, official or unofficial. You can't attend games anywhere else. Nothing. You commit here. That's it. Shut it down. That's a great practice and philosophy when it works. The problem is college football is shifting. The power structure in college football is shifting away from coaches, schools, administrations, and athletic departments, and to the players. Again, you don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. But you can't stop it. And if you don't accept the change and you don't start living in the reality that is the transfer portal, name, image, and likeness, basically more power to the players. If you don't start living in that reality, you're going to get left. That reality is going to leave you behind. Dabo Swinney is like an old 95, 100-year-old man sitting around talking about how great black and white TV was back in the day. Yeah, I'm sure it was. But color TV, HD TV, and 4K TV have rendered black and white TV obsolete. And if you can love black and white TV. You can't open up a store selling black and white TVs. No one's buying it. No one's buying it in modern times. And Dabo Swinney, with his stance on the transfer, Dabo Swinney refuses to look at the transfer portal. He's never taken a single player out of the transfer portal. Now, there's some thought that may change this offseason, but Dabo Swinney, in the 4 or 5 years, whatever it is that we've had the transfer portal, has never taken a kid from the transfer portal. I don't believe in it. I want kids that commit to Clemson from day one. They're dedicated and want to be a Tater for life. Look, that's great, and there are players that are like that, Dabo, and you can still go get those players. But the majority of players these days don't fit that mold. Okay, they just don't. They are. This is a whole new generation of kids that's coming up now. And again, I'm not saying I agree with all the changes in college football. You don't have to agree. But Dabo Swinney's job is to win football games, period. That's it. When you look at Dabo Swinney's contract with Clemson, it says line 1, win football games. Now, educate kids, turn kids into men. All that stuff sounds great in a press conference. Hope we have a high graduation rate. All that stuff sounds great in a press conference, okay? If you have a 100% graduation rate, and go 2-10, you're getting fired. You're getting fired. If you have a 60% graduation rate and you win multiple national titles, you're getting a raise. Your job is to win games. The other stuff comes along with that. You can't mentor these kids. You can't turn kids into men if you're not winning football games, because you won't have a damn job to do it. Okay? So this whole idea that, the kids don't deserve to make money, the kids don't deserve to go where they want to go, they should have to stay wherever they're at and stay there permanently, or if they go, he said it out like he thinks players still should sit out a year. It doesn't matter if you think that, Dabo. They're not sitting out a year anymore. They can enter the transfer portal anytime they want. They can go to any school that'll take them, and they can play right away. You don't have to like it, Dabo, but you're going to get left behind with these backwards backward thinking, just old school way of doing things. It's not going to work going forward. It's not going to work going forward. And Clemson signed the worst recruiting class yesterday. They've signed in 5, 6, 7 years, only signed 12. They signed 12 players yesterday. That is pitiful. That's pitiful. They're still in the top 20 for now. They'll probably finish in the top 20, but they've been top 10 in recruiting for 5 or 6 years in a row. Not getting anywhere near that this year. 12 players Clemson signed. That's all they could get to commit yesterday. 12. That's it. That's it. Look at the top of the recruiting rankings. These teams are signing 25 plus, 25 to 30, somewhere in that range. And Clemson barely could trick 12 people into signing over at Auburn with a lake. Clemson. It's sad, and Dabo Swinney is part of the reason why. Now I know they've lost some coordinators, and particularly I think the Brent Venables loss probably going to hurt him in recruiting a little bit this cycle. Clemson lost 4. There was 4 players committed to Clemson prior to their coordinators leaving that are no longer committed to Clemson, and a couple of they've all signed somewhere else. Georgia got one. Whoever wanted one got one. And so the point is now some of this you can attribute just to Venables leaving. You got a coordinator that's been there forever, a great defense. High school kids are going to want to play under that defense, so he leaves. Okay, maybe you can expect a little bit of turmoil. You lose 1 or 2 maybe. Not 4, though. And not only signing was 12 players. My God. It's just bad. Dabo Swinney is mostly to blame for this. His incessant, non-stop crybaby routine that he's had to, poor little Clemson. Poor little Clemson. This Barney Fife speech, or the Andy Griffith, this Mayberry speech, that Dabo's been giving the same speech for 10 years. Yeah, that shit was great 10 years ago, Dabo, when you were winning 8 games a year with Taj Boyd, and you felt like you were getting disrespected. But for fuck's sake, son, you've been ranked in the top 5 in the preseason how many years in a row now? Stop crying, no, they're disrespecting Clemson. You're disrespecting yourself, you moron. You need to quit with the crybaby routine. You need to open your eyes. You need to start living in modern day. The transfer portal ain't going away. Name, image, and likeness ain't going away. It don't matter if you like it, Dabo. It don't matter. It don't matter. And giving a speech yesterday about how terrible the transfer portal is and these kids have no consequences to their actions and blah, 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 blah. What consequences does Brett Venables have? He quit on Clemson, did he not? Now, there's nothing wrong with that. You have a better opportunity. You should have a right to take it. And just like Brent Venables can give you one of these and chuck up the deuces and head out of Tatertown for greener pastures in Oklahoma, so can a player, Dabo. And the fact that you don't like it is not going to change it. Adapt or die, Dabo. I, for one, would prefer the latter.